Welcome to Fondy Famous. I'm your host, Kelly Northley with eXp Realty. Today we're starting a new segment called Mortgage Mondays. And so I'm here with Stephanie Core over in Fond du Lac, of course. And we're going to learn a little bit about what got her into being a lender and just kind of learn a little bit about her today.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Kelly. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm Stephanie Core, and I'm a loan originator with People's Home Equity. And even though we're a national company by name, I am dedicated to our local community and love helping our local citizens get their homes.
Yeah. So what got you into lending, like mortgage lending?
Wow, that's kind of a roller coaster, actually. I didn't grow up as a little girl thinking I'm going to crunch numbers and do paperwork and help people get a home, right? So I got into mortgage lending after I bought my first home.
Okay.
So I was familiar with the lending process, being a consumer lender, doing automobile loans and personal loans, and I got an opportunity shortly after to explore the mortgage side of lending. And my experience buying my first home really was, I think, a first-time home buyer experience. Something along the lines where you're not knowledgeable in every point, and I really just loved wanting someone to lead that way and lead me down the path. So when I entered lending, I kind of kept that in the back of my mind of, how did I want to be treated and learn and understand the process.
Right.
And that led me to my now 10-year career as a mortgage originator.
Okay. What do you think that you find to be like the most enjoyable aspect? Because like you said, mortgage lending isn't necessarily something that we dream of growing up, but it is a really good career. It's a fun career.
It is. It is so fulfilling helping people just understand the process, but getting to closing day and seeing the result. It is just so fulfilling for me. And I guess the greatest thing is really just being able to look at someone's unique situation. Everyone's different. Everyone has different finances, different debts, different goals, different family dynamics, and finding a solution that is really customized to their needs.
Okay. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
So what would you say is something that you specialize in? Like, is there a niche that you gravitate towards, or do you do a little bit of everything? Tell us a little bit about what that looks like.
Yes, well, I do a little bit of everything, but I think I do gravitate a lot towards those first-time home buyers and guiding them through that journey.
Okay.
And then typically, we see those home buyers move up or, change situations, and I see them as repeat clients, just changing their home and dynamic and, what their new goals are to meet that. I also think outside the box. So besides for my first-time home buyers, I love helping self-employed borrowers and people that don't quite fit into the big box that the banks typically kind of have with their lending guidelines. So trying to be a little more specialized with those creative solutions.
Yep, and we need people like that because there's just, you don't even realize you fall into the category of needing a creative solution until you're doing it and you're like, wait, I don't check any boxes here.
Exactly. And there are thousands of creative solutions and programs out there that are the non-QM lenders and things that aren't typically available at just a local bank or credit union that we're able to dive into as options and offers.
Right, okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about what this year looks like, in your opinion or from your knowledge and experience when it comes to mortgages.
Well, when it comes to mortgages, we are going to see a lot of change this year versus last year when it comes to the interest rates, which is a huge topic for most people. Huge topic. I mean, it affects your monthly payment and affordability, and also that perceived affordability when you're looking at homes. So that is one of the biggest topics this year, and according to experts and the Fed and what they are doing here with interest rates, we do expect to see an improvement by the end of the year, significant improvement.
Okay. Fingers crossed for that 2.4 to come back again. Right?
Down is better. Down is better.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
We'll take what we can get, but I'm
Yes.
just saying that's a great number to try and hit.
That is a fabulous number. Yes.
I feel like it's kind of. Are you a Mean Girls fan?
Oh
Yes.
goodness,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of those. Well, yeah, there's a 30% chance that it's.
Right. Because right now the forecasts are iffy,
Yeah.
for the spring, that first meeting in March. There's a good chance, but by the time we reach June, it's almost 100% chance that the experts are forecasting the Fed rate will come down as they've reached their inflation goals and other economic goals.
It'll be interesting to see, though, how that affects the housing market, because it could be just like chaos again. It could be.
Well, it could, because a lot of buyers have put their home buying process on hold while the rates kind of have reached the highest of the high levels. And there have been some comments about, waiting until they come back down. However, as they come back down and you're entering the market, those other home buyers are also coming back into the market too. And home values, Kelly, I'm sure you can talk a little more about this, but this year I expect home values to continue that appreciation level that we've seen in the past couple years.
Yep, I agree. I agree. It'll continue to happen. So it'll be something to experience again.
Yes.
Always things are changing in the real estate and the mortgage field, but I'm excited for 2024. I think a lot of good things are going to come out of it.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're looking to purchase, I would definitely look at getting pre-approved, looking into seeing what that's going to look like for you. Some people you can get pre-approved pretty quick. Some people it takes a good bit of time just to get some documents and things in line.
Of course. Pre-approval process is, it can be a quick process if you're a, W-2 borrower, kind of a salary employee. Usually the biggest items that you get held up on the pre-approval is confirming that income. So it's a little easier to confirm our salary versus, a self-employed borrower who's been in business a couple years, and we have to do an in-depth tax analysis for that income.
I'm sure they love that.
I try to make it as easy as possible for you and guide you all through the way, because I do have a soft spot for my self-employed borrowers and finding those solutions, even when, there's not necessarily the quick path.
Yeah, I've been through a couple of doozies with that. And we always make it through, but sometimes you're like, wow, we need this, and then you get one that triggers the next, and all things that if you have a good team though behind you, you're good to go. You're good to go. But it does matter who you've got.
It does. You need to have someone with experience and knowledge, and the ability to look deeper sometimes.
Yep. And ask the right questions. Asking the right questions initially. You can get a pre-approval from like a generic online form. However,
In about 5 seconds.
yes. However, that doesn't mean you're good to go. So having the right person asking the right questions, because can you imagine going under contract with a pre-approval and then you used a bank that they don't ask the right questions, and I've seen it before. So
Kelly, I've seen it too. I've tried to save some of those deals that weren't set up correctly on the front end or verified, and they go south, and
all parties, all
parties, right? All parties have lost time, money, efforts, and it always puts that kind of bad taste in your mouth. And as a buyer, it is not your job to know all of the loan guidelines and understand that process. That's why you go to a licensed loan originator that has experience, that works well with your realtor partner and your team to ensure that everything will go forward as we expect.
Yes. And if your realtor has recommended a few people, there is a reason. It's not because we get kickbacks. I wish we did. Maybe we get coffee every once in a while.
Right, that'd be a RESPA violation
yes,
if we kicked back.
It would be. Coffee, yes, every once in a while. But yes, we're not getting anything. We're just literally trying to help you find the right team of people. So
Right.
but we can help you in many different ways. So
Yes, and on the realtor side, setting up the right showings and finding the right homes to look at and negotiate that offer process. Oftentimes they're calling us back as the lender and saying, "Hey,
Can we bump
are
it?"
you sure these taxes are okay? In this neighborhood, would this creative solution work if we offered, certain circumstances to the seller or some other concessions?" And a lot of times, I love those calls. By the way, I love those because being involved in that process gives me a heads up and an opportunity to maybe provide another creative solution that has worked in the past.
Yep. But again, knowing to come back and call you and to have that connection and to be able to get through to you in less than an hour on hold.
Yes.
And so many pluses with working with someone local. So
Correct. Right. Texting right back and everything. Mhm.
Yep, and especially when you're trying to go under contract and you're putting in that offer, that time crunch,
Yes.
you don't have that hour to sit on hold. So
Right. Or wait for the holidays. I heard that over the holiday season was one of the busiest coming into this year. So that actually shows a little bit of a ramp up what buyers are already thinking about as we're entering into the new year. They're not worried about the holidays. They're worried about the spring house market already.
yeah, immediately, 2024 goals turned on. They were ready. They were ready to go.
Engage.
Put into gear. Well,
Yes.
great. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to doing this every month. We'll touch base. We'll talk about some trends and things that Stephanie's got going on. And where can people find you if they're looking to see you guys online?
Yeah, so people can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, which we'll share, I'm sure.
Yep.
And you can always just call, text, or email for direct contact. Reach out with your questions. We'd be happy to answer them.
Awesome. And we'll get that linked in the information above.
Yes.
So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out.